Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. And a lot of people have asked us, specifically when they see the shop and they see some of the stuff in the background, what is that machine on the back counter? What does it do? How does it work? I've never seen one before. And actually it's a question we get all the time when people just walk in the store. They see this machine and they're like, what? How does that thing work? It is an old-fashioned coin counter. And so this bad boy here, we're going to show off a little bit so you know how it works. Also, we may tap into that guy over there. That's the speed counter. And then basically after that, we have an extra show and tell on a new machine I got in that's like really fancy dancy. So this guy here actually has many components. The full system actually has this big piece here that attaches to the side. And in that big piece, you can actually drop piles and piles of coins into and then slowly sift them down and into the feeder. So we're going to go ahead and show you what this looks like, because what you can do is take different denominated coins, you know, Lutheran, Presbyterian, all that stuff, throw them in there, and then go ahead and crank it on switch. And it's actually going to sort and count at the same time. So you can see it's moving here, and it does it pretty quick. Of course, we didn't put many coins in, but you can see here at the half dollar is $1.50, so there should be 3 in there. Uno, dos, tres. And then like with your dimes here, we got 30 cents. Hey, we got 30 for 30. Look at that. There's the third little guy in there. See, we got 3 and 3. That's the basics of how this machine works. And this is from the Brandt Coin Sorting Company from Watertown, Wisconsin. Who knew something good could come from Watertown? Well, I did. But we're going to talk a little bit more about what the machine actually, how it functions a little bit, and see, because if we take it apart, if we pull off this little top feeder here, this is the hand guard, so don't just do this at home. You can see how it pushes coins up and through into this hole up here. After that, it basically works like any other coin sorter you have that's just a manual piece. And by that I mean, when it goes through tubes that'll get it to the right size holder, and then drop it down here. As it goes through, it knocks off these little guys and it feeds the numbers through. So one of the things that you'll notice on this guy here, by the way, is you can tell how new it is based on that. So I prefer the older machine, and most people prefer the older machines because they're mechanical. What does that mean? That means that even a guy like the Coin Geek can work on these things. So this whole tray slides out. Actually, that piece was supposed to be bolted on there, but apparently the last guy didn't bolt it on, so that's cool. So it just comes on down, but you can see when these things come out, we're going to do some fancy spinning here like the fighter pilots and see what happens. You can see underneath the bottom of this guy here that those mechanisms turn and drop coins. I'm actually going to run some stuff through here right now and watch them fall. It might get loud. Dropping dimes. It's just like when I play basketball. So that is a little bit of how the machine works, but that's for if you have to sort a whole bunch of coins out and get them counted up. This guy here is the speed counter. Speed counters basically are for single denominations, a lot more exclusive, I guess I'd say. So this guy's going to rotate at a real high speed, push coins through, and then it has a counter here. I'm going to set that back to 0. Now the tricky part on this guy is that it can only be set to one size at a time, because it has this outshoot here, which you adjust the size to the size that it'll fit. And then also the height of the feeder here needs to be adjusted with this mechanism there. So this should adjust, so it looks like it's set for 10-cent pieces right now. And then over here, this should also be set for 10 cents. You see the 10 lines up with the 10. So we should have all of our heights right. The next thing I need to do is get some dimes and get ready to have those guys fly all over the floor. Because why? I'm not attaching a bag because my bag attachment thing has come off. And you know, I don't have a free hand, so why bother? Okay, so how about this? I guess I could actually set this down and be human a little bit, but you know, it takes effort to be human, folks. All right, so we're gonna watch this guy spin and drop some coins out real quick like. So once I get the feeder on and I drop it in here, you can see just how simple that is to count out 11 dimes. And so that's the type of thing that we use pretty regularly here to count up our 90% silver and whatnot. Now, I recently got in this bonus machine, and by bonus I mean, I think it's from Battlestar Galactica maybe. Look at this thing. Like, I don't even know what to do with this guy. So it's got the same look and feel to it as my first machine. It's got a feeder up here. The feeder is actually on a swivel, so you can have it, come across the top or not. And also, you see this cool logo here, counting the world's coins, 1925 on that machine. Here we've got a cool mechanism for your halves, quarters, nickels, pennies. This one, either it counts a whole lot more coins, or maybe it has a way to hold it in place. I don't know if this guy, none of the things here. I have not worked this guy at all. Oh, interesting. I wonder if you can have multiple counts going at the same time with the multiple lines. But this one's really cool because it has these really big bag releases on it. It's definitely incomplete, but down here you can see this was supposed to hang over the edge, and you could attach really big bags to it. And this piece here is supposed to have a bottom to it, but you can see, look, Ma, there you go. It's supposed to have a bottom to it, and also you'll see this little hole in back here. Well, that's actually so that the base could swivel. So it should look more like this, so that the base can swivel if needed to load and unload things. So that's how this guy here works. You'll see that would go to the side like this. There you go. So that it could automatically when the tray got too full, it could drop coins down into the bag. So this one is super cool looking, although I don't really know if it works or not. It's also not really interchangeable with my other machines. One of the things that I look for on eBay occasionally, and other coin dealers do if they have a shop, are basic machines like these, but they like this stuff that is mechanical because it's easier to work on, except for me. And also, you can find pieces like, especially the speed counter, that are hand crank. I haven't seen as many hand crank of these machines, but they're very valuable machines for someone who has a shop and is trying to make sure that they can get through coins without having to, have everyone in the neighborhood help them count and make sure the count's right. So you can look for, if you got a coin shop, you can usually look online on eBay and other places for used ones. Just know that they're not always in working order, but also the nice part is when you find different machines like this, sometimes you can actually go ahead and get a backup piece that's going to look just like the other one. And at that point, once you get the backup machine, you have parts that are interchangeable. So anyway, some of our favorite machines are going to be those counting machines. They save our bacon all the time, every day. And I hope that gives you an idea of how they work and operate, why we have them, which should be obvious. But sometimes people don't know what they don't know. So there you go. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben, the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.